Patrick, hit us with some stats, won't you?
Grand Isle was released on December 6th, 2019. This was the sixth movie that Nic Cage did in 2019 after A Score to Settle, Color Out of Space, Running with the Devil, Kill Chain, and Primal. Buying a T-Rex skull, a 9-foot-tall burial tomb, a $150,000 Superman comic, and 15 residences, including a private island in the Bahamas and 2 European castles means sometimes you have to choose quantity over quality. He also did taste. Yeah. He also did 6 movies in 2018 and 6 movies in 2017 and 5 movies in 2016.
Jesus.
Whew.
He's the hardest working actor in Hollywood.
He is.
Seriously.
He is. This movie had a budget of $5 million. It had no box office. It went direct to, I don't know if it went direct to streaming or if it went direct to video. But when I looked it up on, I think it was like Box Office Mojo, it said that it had collected $2,221 in Blu-ray and physical media sales. Like, wow.
Wow.
I think
so
we
sold
account for
about 1,000 copies or 100 copies. Am I doing my math right? If it's about $20 a copy and it made 2,000, so yeah, it sold about 100 copies.
Well, we just bumped up an extra $12 to 3 of us buying it. So
just bought a couple. Yeah. Physical media is still a thing. Even though it was kind of a waste of money because there's no commentary track, there's no behind the scenes, there's nothing that I wanted out of a physical disc. It was just
I was
the movie
bummed about that.
Yeah.
I just watched it on Hulu, so
Yeah. Could have just
and
watched it on Hulu.
It's also on Crackle, which is a great sign of quality if you've got a recent movie on Crackle.
It was written by Ivor William Jala. I'm not sure if I said that right, and Rich Ronat, and was directed by Stephen Campanelli, which I didn't really look up what Stephen's credits were.
I can't speak to all his credits, but he was Clint Eastwood's cameraman for one of his camera operators for like 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he grew up being a huge fan of Clint Eastwood and ended up getting on his crew and working with them. And he left to do, I think it was Monumentum, I think was the film, was his first directorial debut. And then he's kind of had some oddball movies here and there, but some of those movies have had some big name actors in it. Yeah, it was kind of surprising to see that he had spent so much time under Clint Eastwood. He left, which was probably good for him. He left in the middle of American Sniper. I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but it was a hot mess. But he did take one of the best parts of that movie from and brought it into this film, which was the fake baby. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when we got to it.
I saw that.
Funny because
makes sense.
I haven't seen American Sniper, but I got some definite like American Sniper fake baby vibes from that scene.
Yeah.
And that's really hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that part. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, he must have been the guy that's like, hey, let's use this baby in American Sniper. It's the worst. That kind of
makes sense. Like, it makes sense that he worked with Clint Eastwood for that long because like this movie was shot pretty well.
Yeah,
this,
it was.
This movie was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked about it before when we were chit-chatting back and forth about it, but like, I mean, that's definitely the strongest part of this whole movie is Eric Moynier was the cinematographer. I'm not sure, I'm probably butchering all these names. He did a hell of a job, and it looks like he's worked on quite a bit of different stuff. So, you know, I guess it's not crazy to think that he knew what he was doing, but like
it's funny that it was, $5 million. It's like, low budget movie, but with a decent production crew. So I guess that's what you get when you said it's most low budget movies are just like low budget everything. Like,
it's funny that $5 million is a low budget movie now. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was Nic Cage's paycheck. Probably I think it has at least $1 million. So there's 20% of your budget right there.
Whatever the minimum SAG dues are, or SAG.
Oh yeah, it's true because he's gonna have a minimum.
As we said, this movie has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but if you actually look at the actual ratings, it was 3.79, which is actually pretty decent if you think about it. It's 3.79 out of 10, so that's almost a 4 out of 10, which is what we gave Wicker Man last episode. Metacritic score was 29%, which is actually technically lower than what Rotten Tomatoes' 0% is. And the audience score is 51%, which I kind of agree with the audience score, honestly.
Yeah, it seems about the same. We should say, like, I don't know how Metacritic's rankings works. Rotten Tomatoes, all it is, it's an aggregate of how many percentage of reviewers gave the film a positive review, which is a 6 out of 10 by their own metric. So all a 0 means is that I don't know how many people reviewed this, probably like 30. So 10. all 10 reviewers that reviewed it, none of them gave it a positive review. That's all the 0 means. So saying that it's a 30 or almost a 4 out of 10, it could be one and the same thing. You could say that, it's about a 40%, it's like an F grade.
I mean,
but not a 0.
Spoilers, I think our rating is probably going to be about that too. So technically we would give it a 0%.
We would give it a 0. It would be a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. So usually when you have a movie that's reviewed by hundreds of critics, it evens out a little bit better. You have a little bit better when nobody bothers to review it. That's will skew the numbers a bit.